All right, welcome back to another ride to the gym. Thanks for joining me. This is going to be a Monday. We're heading in to do some cardio today. With it being a Monday, seems like a pretty good time to talk about motivation and consistency. Saw a question that I responded to asking, how do I get to be more consistent with going to the gym? I've been better, but I'm still finding that on some of the days I really lack the motivation that I need, and I know that that's what's holding me back from being more consistent in the gym. So there's three suggestions that I give in a situation like this, and these are pretty general suggestions, clearly or hopefully obviously with knowing much more about an individual, then I can give more specifics. But for now, here's three general recommendations that I would give. And let me give you the disclaimer that underneath all of this, there needs to be some work that's done on being able to shift that belief that consistency is attached to the feeling of being motivated most of the time when you go to the gym, when you go do your workout, when you prep your meals, when you follow through, all that stuff. All right, so three suggestions for you in no particular order. Number one would be, if you're trying to build a level of consistency, then implement some sort of a healthy reward system. For example, for every 10 times that I get my workout done, that I follow through on getting in my lifting, my cardio, whatever form of training that you do, every 10 times that I do that, then I'm going to reward myself with X thing. X thing, the key here is that X thing needs to be something that's also a positive contribution to your health and fitness journey. So for myself, when I've done stuff like this in the past, I'm a big fan of t-shirts. I have more t-shirts than anyone would ever need in their lifetime, most likely. So what I would do for a while is, after I had done that particular behavior that I wanted to get more consistent with, then I would allow myself to go ahead and buy a new t-shirt. Now, buying another t-shirt is something that I regularly did anyway, but what I did was I kind of switched it up, and I was like, well, I'm not buying a new t-shirt until I've completed this particular task 15 times, for example. So that would be suggestion number one, would be to implement some sort of a healthy reward system when you have completed a certain number of your training sessions. I'm going to turn the light on since I'm parked. There we go. All right, suggestion number two would be incorporate some sort of an accountability buddy, a friend. And in terms of this, I'm not talking somebody that needs to specifically be with you at the gym. This, right now I have this relationship with somebody where he will text me and say, hey, I'm going to be at the gym at 5:15 a.m. on Wednesday, and I will send you a photo of the gym, or I'll send you a selfie, something that shows and proves I'm at the gym. I'll send it at that time. So incorporate a system like that where you have some level of external accountability, where you say to somebody, hey, I'm going to get my workout done. If it's going down to your basement, I'm going to be in the basement, shoes on, getting in my pre-workout walk on the treadmill at 6:30 a.m. and I'm going to send you a picture. So that's suggestion number two. Incorporate some sort of external accountability, a buddy, somebody who you know will at least open that message at some point during that day. They don't need to be up at 5:15 or whatever it might be for you, but implement some sort of external accountability. And third, and this could potentially be one of the more important steps, is do whatever you can to make that thing easy to complete at that time. So if you are somebody who is primarily going to be training in the morning, and you find that you typically are pushing that off in the morning, and you're trying to, again, build consistency with that follow through, then have your gym bag already packed, have your clothes already ready, have your playlist already done, if you do a post-workout shake, I'm thinking to myself, if you do a post-workout shake, already have that scoop of protein inside of the shaker bottle, and that's already inside of your bag. Have your workout already ready. So do as much preparation so that that morning, or let's say if you're an after work person, make sure that that bag is already packed. Maybe even put it in the car ahead of time. I can't tell you how many times I've had clients who train after work and they already put the step in, okay, I'm not going to stop home after work and then go to the gym. I'm just going to go straight from work, and then they forget that they didn't pack their gym shoes, and then it derails everything. So already have that stuff packed. So whether you're in the morning, you are midday at lunch, you're in the evening, whenever you work out, do as much as you can to remove any sort of barriers, anything that would be a slowdown, any sort of known friction that could possibly be there. Prep for that in advance so that when it's time for you to do the thing, you don't have additional steps in order to make that happen. You can just grab your stuff and go. Get your clothes on and go. I've even had folks who train very early in the morning, and what they've done is they've put their workout clothes on the night before, so they actually slept in their gym clothes because they were getting up at, for many people, what is an ungodly hour in order to train. You got to do what you got to do. So those are 3 tips that I have for you in the journey to creating more consistency with following through on your workouts. And friendly reminder as I close this out, while you're doing these very tactical things, you're implementing these very specific action steps, the foundation underneath this is also working on shifting that belief that that feeling of motivation needs to be there more often than not in order to follow through on what you said you were going to do. All right, hope this has been helpful. Let's go work out. Talk to you later.